are you waking? March 21st through 30th, 2019. If you have been watching Glitch on his YouTube channel, you will have to agree the guy is as good on paper as he is on video. Why is that? Not sure really, but it's something we noticed early in the transcribing process. Probably has something to do with the way he channels messages or the fact that he is a very clear messenger. You might have your own theory about this. If so, be sure to share in the comments section. At some point in the journey, we discover that our free will comes at a price if we misuse it. As Lightworkers, we are held accountable to our higher self, so to speak. In Free Will's Not Free, Glitch describes how free will operates for people at different stages of the awakening process. At some point, more is expected from you, and if you do fucked up things, you're going to get backlash. The making good decisions schema includes taking care of yourself. The Just Do It video is a motivational reminder that as Lightworkers, we must take care of ourselves. So true. It's easy to get sucked into people's issues. We take care of ourselves first to properly attend to the needs of others. Oh, and Just Do It ends with a little freestyle. Awesome. Check it out. He says he's never done it before. Some people post freestyles, poems, etc. in the comments. This sort of expression is encouraged on Glitch's channel. Taking care of ourselves includes spending some time in our own practice of meditation, communing with nature, or whatever we do to stay connected to Source. Many people have asked Glitch how he meditates and gets downloads, so he decided to create How to Meditate / Receive Downloads to describe what works for him. It may be different for you. This is a personal thing that everyone must develop for themselves. We are all on our individual paths, but some hints and suggestions from someone like Glitch, who has mastered these techniques, can help a lot. Glitch, Free Will's Not Free, March 21st, 2019. In this video, I explain that free will isn't really free, and that eventually free will become willpower. There are different levels to the game. Enjoy and integrate. New subs welcome. Thank you for all your support. Old subscribers, thank you for being around the whole time. I really appreciate it. And if you're just watching the video, take what you want. Stay or leave. It's your call. Today's download. No taxation without representation. Who remembers that from back in the day? Social studies. There's no taxation without representation. Now I got a download. It may or may not have been inspired from my daughter's homework last night. But I was driving, I heard that in my mind, which is my download. A download is something you receive. You know through synchronicity, signs, mental downloads, etc. I heard that, and I said, what is that? Why am I thinking about that? Why was this sent to me? And it has to do with free will, and free will is not free. So let's talk about free will for a minute. Now, I talked about this in another video in the past, but now there's a bunch of new family jumping in, and I can't expand on it in a different way. Most people are sleeping, they're unaware of the spiritual realm and all that is involved with that, and you would say that they're sleeping. It's not right or wrong, it's just that they're not at the level that other people are at, and everybody's at a different level, a different percentage of the grand scheme of what's happening. If you are sleeping, you are what I call or consider blue pill. You're kind of floating around the matrix, walking around doing things you think you're supposed to do, believing that you are someone that other people tell you you are. It's a very unaware state of awareness and consciousness. When you start to wake up, you're going to go through a tremendous amount of things. One of those things is ascension. You're going to start to wake up. You're going to start to go through changes. This is exactly what happened with me. It happens with everybody for the most part, unless you have a different mission and you come here as a pure light worker to do what you have to do. But everybody's a different player in the game. So now you start to wake up. You start to have the dreams. You get the signs and synchronicities. You start to ask questions. Jesus said, "Ask and ye shall receive." Once you start to ask, you're going to get the answers. But are you aware of the answers? Are you aware of the signs and synchronicities? Are you waking? Everybody's at a different level of awareness and consciousness. You start out blue pill, you ask. You start to receive things, you become red pill. Now you're ascending further up the scale of the spirit realm. You may start to see things, have really funky dreams, and it gets a little freaky because now that matrix of blue pill is breaking off and you're starting to have experiences, which I call the beginning stages of the red pill, where you start to see the unseen. You're having communication from guides, you might see UFOs, you might have extraterrestrial visitations, you might see orbs, angels, fairies, spirits, angels, real angels, people that take the form of angels, angels that take the form of people. All these different things, okay? That's red pill world, and in that world, there are many rabbit holes. I'm somebody that is so simple-minded that I started to go into the rabbit holes, and they just kept going. So you got to be careful. But I'm simple enough to extract the serum, extract the truth out of complicated situations and then explain it my way, which is very simple for you to understand. Because let's be honest, with all these things happening, we don't have time to decode and we need to know what's going on so we could get this moving. The time is now, okay? Now, when you're in blue pill state and you're unaware, you have free will. Everybody has free will. But free will is not free because when you make shitty ass choices with your free will, there's what? Consequences, okay? Now, when you're unaware or sleeping or blue pill, as I call it, you have free will and your choices are probably not of the spirit because you're unaware of that realm. So your karmic backlash isn't as terrible as it becomes later, which is sort of paradoxical. You would think it would be worse if you're sleeping than when you become woke or awakened into the red pill and the white pill, which we'll talk about in a second. But it doesn't work like that. It's almost a mercy thing from God. So you're asleep, you're blue pill, you have free will, you make a bunch of choices. That's where you get your YOLO and your bullshit and all your ego show off shit. And you get little blasts of karma kind of waking you up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, okay? You start to go through DNA activations, ascension process. You get the dreams, signs, synchronicities. Now you're in the red pill, beginning, middle, or end of that. Wherever you fall, go into it at your pace. God gives you what you can handle at your pace. Your vibration is a magnet attracting levels to you that makes sense for your spiritual development. Good. Now, when you become aware that you're aware, that you're aware, that you're aware, you're really in the red pill, okay? When this happens, free will transforms into willpower. I know I've done a video about this in the past, but there's a lot of new people, so it's really important today for you guys to know this. This will help you out a lot. Free will is not free anymore because free will has transformed into willpower because you're aware of free will. If you're unaware of free will and you're just making choices, you're not going to get super heavy karmic blasts. But when you ascend in the spirit and your spirit's communicating through you now, you're operating and intuitively following your spirit. Free will is out. Now it's willpower. Now you're powering your will. You're controlling your will. You're aware of free will. You cannot take advantage of that because what happens is that the more light you become, the heavier the karma becomes. Very important. I've learned this the hard way. In other words, if you're a spiritual person and you start making fucked up decisions, you're going to get heavy karma from it. And it may even be instant karma. It's probably going to be instant karma or fast karma. Maybe not instant, but it will be faster. When you're unaware and blue pill, it's going to be kind of trickled karma, okay? When you become awakened, woke, whatever you call it, your third eye pops, kundalini, whatever you call it, any of those terms. It doesn't matter what the terms are. When you become aware, shit gets real. When shit gets real, karma becomes heavy. So now God is trusting you that you're following your soul and spirit to make good decisions. And if you do fucked up things, you're going to get backlash. So in other words, once you know, you know. And once you know, you have to know to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're operating at a higher vibration. Signs and synchronicities are there to assist you. You're on your mission. You know what it is. And if you start to make bad choices, what you're doing is you're taking advantage of God. You're taking advantage of your power, okay? Now you can think of the movie Harry Potter. You have Harry Potter, high vibrational dude, top wizard, doing the right thing. And then you have Tom Riddle, who is also high vibration, but makes weird choices and becomes the opposite of Harry Potter. Super high level, but on the dark side. Now, yes, you have willpower. You could choose that. But let's be honest. Why the hell would you choose the dark side? It's one thing to become high vibrational light side and then jump to the dark side. That's not good. You don't want to do that. It's different than if you're low vibration blue pill and you kind of mess with. We all kind of fuck up, right? So you might go into the darkness unaware of the higher levels of spirit. Learn from the darkness, the tricks. Then come up through the ranks. I always said, in my opinion, some of the better light workers come from the dark. And what I mean by that is if you're unaware, 444 on the pole, awesome. If you're unaware and you dabble in the darkness, which some of us do, because when you're unaware and you're blue pill, you know you have a calling, you just don't know what it means. You might be super young. You might see like one spirit as a kid and think, oh, maybe it was my mind playing tricks on me. You might dabble in the darknesses. You might go into the, things that aren't so light. You might dabble into things. You might be dabbling in things unprotected. You have to be careful and you have to protect yourself with white light. Yes, you have guides and stuff all the time. But these things become more powerful the more aware you become of them. So I always say the best light workers come from the dark. Because if you learn all that dark bullshit, but then you ascend up, you know the tricks. You're aware. Big difference between coming up through the ranks and then being on the ranks and going to the dark side. That's some Darth Vader shit. You don't want to do that. Yeah, I know. Everything is created by God, light and dark alike. But we have missions to fulfill. Let's not go down that rabbit hole. We'll stick with the free will, willpower, conversation. No taxation without representation, okay? Free will is something you have in the blue pill, unaware state. You climb the ladder of spirit. You start listening to your spirit. You start becoming love. The ultimate end goal is to become unconditional love and operate from there and love everything and everybody and be the light you're supposed to be. That's the goal. Whether you know that or not, you're ascending into pure unconditional love, which is the top tier, which is what I call white pill status. Some people have gotten there. Some people are there. We just don't hear about them. Maybe they're not in the community. Some people choose to work behind the scenes. Some people don't. It's rare, but it exists. Which leads into the white pill diamond status, which is another download I got from my spirit guides, which is the next level of that. Some people might be aware of the Book of Enoch, where you don't even die. You just ascend straight up to source. You don't even die a death. You can get to that level, but you basically have to be full in. All right, all of us in the community are in as much as we can be in. Some people more so than others. Some people that think they're more in than others aren't actually as far in as they think they are, which is really funny. There's a lot of paradox in this, and that's why it takes mentors and teachers to figure it out and teach, and a good student to learn. The best teachers were good students first, and sometimes teachers become students again because there's always somebody higher than you teaching. There's always that back and forth. Whenever you think you start to know it all, you don't know shit. There's another level every time. So let's bring it back and recap it and kill it and end it, okay? Free will is only for a little while. Yes, you have free will, but there's consequences to bad choices, so it's not really free. Free will becomes willpower. Now you're operating through the spirit from the spirit. It's straight willpower. It's not free. It's actually even less free the higher you climb up the rungs of the spiritual ladder. So just be aware of that. Follow your spirit and intuition. Look for signs and synchronicities. Don't look, but be aware. They're going to pop up even if you're not trying to look. Become love. Focus on that. Meditate. Hydrate. All those things you need to do to put yourself in a high vibration. Get there and operate from there. That's willpower. You're operating through love and from love. That's where you want to go. I hope this video gave you guys some clarity. I'll be around. Much love. Peace. Have a good day.